As I continue to build my 1350 scale NCC 1701 refit model from Polar Lights, I've managed to get most of the hangar bay and the walls painted and completed. In this episode, I will be showing you the progress I've made in the hangar bay and completing the tedious work of detailing the hangar bay. That's all coming on right now. Okay folks, for the past 2 weeks I've been working on the tedious job of getting these parts together and painted. As they're very small parts, it is very tedious work. But I wanted to show a progress since I haven't given an update in quite a while. And I wanted to show where I'm working at. As you can see, I'm just working off the shelf on a very small 12 by 12 ceramic tile. And just been working a little bit at a time, the best I can with the space that I have. And here's the other side of the bench that I'm working off of. Again, not a lot of room. After I paint these, I'll be back with the results and we'll see how it turns out. Okay folks, I just finished painting the rails. Here's a quick shot of how they're turning out. All we gotta do now is let these guys dry and we'll see how they turn out once I glue them onto the deck. We'll be right back. Okay folks, we're back. Here's the first look at the hangar bay with the finished walls, or at least the partial part of them. I still got to do the other side, and I have to do the roof. And I also have to shorten the cable that's going to light up the lights on the hangar bay because it's too long. It's just way too long. I just wanted to show the progress of how it's coming along. I use different type of colors than what I've seen on other ships. I'm not going for originality, I'm just going for ease of use and taste. And those are the colors I picked. This is like a model inside the model, and what a pain in the neck it was to get all those little itty bitty pieces on there. Not bad for being the first one that I've ever done, so I'm pretty pleased with the results. And I'll be moving along with the rest of the build. Continuing on working on the parts for the secondary hull and getting things ready so that I can start painting and light blocking these things. I can't do any more work until I complete these lower bottom parts to install the hangar, as the hangar is almost ready for installation. I'll need to paint these up and get them ready, and then come back and show the progress of how the paint job is coming along. I just wanted to show the steps that I've taken to mask the edges so that I don't get any paint on the edges that are going to get glued later on, and get these things ready for paint. We'll be right back. Okay folks, we're back. Last night I completed spraying the light blocking and the black and the white for the inside of the secondary hull. I also sprayed the first coat of primer for the outside. And I just wanted to show you how the inside came out. We're ready to start installing the hangar bay and start putting this thing together. And I think once we get these parts done, it's going to start moving pretty quickly. The hardest part of this build will be the Aztec masking paint job, which I'm a few weeks away from. I just wanted to show how the parts are coming out, how they turned out. One thing I wanted to discuss was the flaw that I found on this model, where when you try to put the secondary hull and the pylon for the nacelle, it doesn't want to line up or fit properly the way it is here now. If you can see, I got mine to fit in there nice and flush. And the modification that I did, I'm going to take this apart so I can show you what I did. Usually in other videos that I've seen out there on YouTube, they tell you to cut these so that the part can slide up and down. A better solution would be to actually take the pylon itself, grab a file like this, and then just file the holes and make them a little longer, just like I got mine here. And you do that on both sides. And you gotta watch the angle, because one goes 90 degrees one way and 90 degrees the other way, so that the top and bottom can snap in place. But once you do that, what that's going to allow you to do is to be able to still use the support that came in there with the model to hold this part and glue it in place correctly, and your part's going to line up the way it's intended. Because before I did this filing, the part was like way over here, and I couldn't get it to line up or push it any forward. So by filing these little guys, it allowed me to put this thing in place, and as you can see, fits right in. Then on the top here, on the top cover, what I had to do was, I did cut a little bit, but I cut on a 45-degree angle on either side to allow it to flex up and down in a 90-degree rotation or a 45-degree rotation. So when I do that, you put this part in place, that baby's going to line up, and you're going to have a minimal gap. I mean, right now I'm just dry fitting this thing, and look how nice that fits in there. Very, very small gaps. That should be very easy to fill in. And then we continue on with the rest of this build. So I thought I'd point that out for those of you who are starting to build and get to this part on your build. That's the easiest way to handle that modification, so that everything fits the way it's supposed to, without having to cut into the model too much. In our next episode, we'll be talking about fitting the hangar bay and starting the wiring for the secondary hull. And until then, we'll see you around next time.